Hey everyone, it is Wednesday and we are live at 5. How is everyone? Wait a few minutes for everyone to get on. Tonight we're talking about money. We're talking about pricing and I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about that tonight. Let me see. I'm going to wait a few minutes for people to get on. I know people are kind of jumping on. Lauren, I was just thinking of you. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. What's up? How are you? I'm going to wait a few minutes. We're going to be talking about money. We're going to be talking about pricing. I love talking about money and pricing because it's so helpful. I used to be the $25 an hour cleaner. I know what that feels like when I started. Lauren, you know me, but for everyone else that's watching this for the first time, my name is Cheryl Hager. I am founder of Sisters Who Scale, also of my own maid company, Made Right Cleaning, out of Boston, Mass. I'm a self-called organic queen. I built my company to where it is now 100% organically. No paid ads, no Google ads, no LSA, purely organic. When I started my maid service company, I didn't have any money. So I was a single parent and I was trying to hustle jobs, trying to put food on the table, things like that. Today, my company is just about to hit 7 figures, and that was done organically with a lot of consistency, a lot of grit, right? I didn't have any money when I started marketing. So that's what happened. I didn't have a big marketing budget. So I had to do things scrappy to get clients. That's how I started. And I know a lot of owners are like that as well. Okay, so I teach people how to step out of the field, get into profits. Today's live is one that hits very close to my heart, and that is undercharging, which I've done. I was the $25 an hour cleaner when I started. I was hustling, I was trying to make money, and today we're going to talk about how detrimental that is to your business. Why you're doing it, because there's always a reason, and some actionable steps that'll help you stop undercharging and that'll change your business immediately. So let me say something that might hit a nerve. If you are fully booked, working all day, exhausted, and still feel like the money doesn't match the effort, you are undercharging. And I don't say that to offend you. I say that because that was me. There was a time in my business when I was cleaning 5 days a week. I was booked. Of course I was booked. I was cheap, right? I was busy and I was still stressed out about money. And I remember thinking, how am I working this much and it still doesn't feel like enough? So this is one of the most frustrating things to be, or frustrating places rather, to be in this industry, because from the outside, it looks like you're doing well. But inside, you're tired, you're overwhelmed, and you feel stuck. So, story moment. I had clients back in the day I was afraid to lose. I'm sure some of you have felt like that before. Clients who questioned pricing, clients who wanted extras for free, clients who drained my energy, and I kept them. Why did I keep them? Because I thought, at least it's money. What if I can't replace them? I was nervous to lose them, right? What if I raise my prices and no one books and everyone cancels? So I stayed in the safe lane. I wasn't running a business at that point. I had created a job that I couldn't escape, and I was petrified to do anything. So let me give you the truth. You don't have a pricing problem. If this is you, you don't have a pricing problem. You have a confidence problem, and you have a structure problem. Because if your pricing was actually correct, you wouldn't feel resentful of walking into a client's house. You wouldn't feel stressed about payroll, and you wouldn't be scared every time asks for a quote. And I hear this all the time. People say, nobody wants to pay those prices. I was the $25 an hour cleaner. And now my company charges way more. And if you're in my program or you work with me privately, you know what my prices are. I'm not going to say them online just in case my clients are listening, right? The wrong clients are the ones that don't want to pay your prices, the wrong ones. So you want to get rid of them anyway. So let me show you what underpricing is costing you. Let me just check in. 8 people. Hey, Layla. Nice to meet you. If you were on here, I see a whole bunch of people on here. I see 10 people on here. If you can comment, if you're not driving or something, comment. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where your cleaning business is. Okay. So let's talk about what underpricing is actually costing you, because it's not just money. So you're attracting price shoppers, you're attracting high maintenance clients, and you're attracting people who don't respect your time. You are repelling high quality clients, consistent schedules, and peace in your business. And worst of all, you're locking yourself into the field. So you're cleaning. You are cleaning for those $25 an hour clients because you can't afford to hire someone, right? You can't afford strong employees. You can't afford a real payroll, and you can't afford growth. So you're staying stuck every single day. I know that because I was you. So let me say this clearly and lovingly. Every month you stay underpriced, you are choosing burnout. You're choosing it, right? You're choosing to be burned out. So where everything changed for me is when I stopped thinking I clean houses and I started thinking I run a premium cleaning business. Those are two very different things. Cheap cleaners will compete on price. Premium companies, they compete on value, expertise, and results, right? Premium clients are referred, they're respected, they're booked out there of the waiting list. We have a waiting list right now. We have a 2 to 3 week waiting list right now, and it's April 1st. So the market does not decide your price. Your positioning of your company does. I tell everyone this. 50% of the people, if they've called you to do an estimate, they've already decided. Let's say they've called 3 people. They've already decided who their favorite person is. And if you've done your branding and your marketing well, they're already 50% there. They already know who they're going to choose. So why can't it be you? Why can't it be you, right? So positioning, let's talk about positioning. So why haven't you fixed your pricing yet? Let's be honest. It's because you don't know that you should. You don't have clear numbers, possibly. You don't have systems. You don't feel confident in backing those prices up. You say, why would anyone pay those prices? And you're emotionally attached to the clients, which is hard. When you're solo cleaning, you're always emotionally attached to the clients. And this is one that hits hardest. You're afraid of what it means if they say no, because it feels personal to you. Pricing is not personal. Pricing is math. Pricing is a black and white number that decides whether or not your company is going to run with a profit or bleed red, right? That's it. So I'm going to tell you the truth about pricing. No fluff, no guess. You need real structure. So your pricing needs labor costs, real numbers, not what you hope works. It needs drive time in between houses because you have to account for that. In most states, you have to pay everyone. All right. Supplies, payroll taxes, overhead, profit. You need to wrap your profit into there, and your pay as the owner. And after, if your pricing does not include all of that, you're undercharging. You have to include all that stuff. So your pricing has to be a certain premium, or else you can't afford to run. You can't skimp out on things like insurance. Way too many companies have insurance now. Clients want insurance, right? And I know you're thinking, well, I'm making a lot of money, right? You're making revenue. That's not the same as profit. That is gross revenue. Gross revenue is not the same as profit, is not the same as net, is not the same as payroll burden and all those different things, right? If there's no margin built in, you've built yourself a job. So if you fix it, when I fixed my pricing, everything changed in my business. And the part that shocks people is that I didn't lose all my clients. I lost very few. I may have lost a couple. You have a couple of price sensitive people here and there. It's going to happen. People on fixed incomes, people that are that are they just don't value what you do. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay if you lose a few people. You can just go get more, right? So these were the clients that were keeping me stuck. And what happened next is when I raised my prices, I started attracting better clients, easier jobs, believe it or not, people that actually respected, what I did, especially when I was solo cleaning. I commanded more respect and more consistency in work. And my revenue just didn't grow, it multiplied. And it multiplied without me working more. I wasn't trading time for energy, which is so, so important. So let's talk about the fear in losing clients. Hi, Christina. Christina, I met you for the first time today. Hi, Amanda. Bye, Layla. I don't know where you're from, Layla. I don't know where you're from, Layla. So, okay, let's talk about the fear of losing clients when we raise our prices, because I know it's there. It was there for me. What if I lose clients? You're thinking, let me ask you this question. Are those clients helping you grow? Are the $25 an hour clients helping you grow? Are they keeping you small? Are they preventing you from growing? Because the clients that you're afraid to lose are the ones that drain you the most. Let them go, okay? Let them go so you can create space for actually everything you want. So how do you do that, all right? Let's talk about, we're all going to raise, you're all going to, my prices are already raised, but raising your prices on all clients. If you started that today, what would that look like? So every new quote going from this moment forward, I want you all to raise it at least $10. At least $10. It's higher, right? $10. Maybe they've been with you a year, 2 years. Raise it. Get used to raising the price, not just overthinking, not just this one, not fear-based pricing. You have to have zero emotional attachment to new clients. This is where you test your next level safely. So say it like this in your head. This is my new standard, right? This is my new standard. I am now raising all my prices $10. If they've been with you a year or more and you haven't raised the price, raise the price. Raise it so you can get used to it. They're probably lower. They probably need a bigger raise than $10, but at least you can get used to raising the price, right? Just say it in your head. This is my new standard. Stop giving away free work. What do I mean by that? Free oven cleans. Oh, can you do the inside of my refrigerator this time? Oh, can you do my blinds this time? Start charging for add-ons. Stop doing a little extra. Stop trading. Can you skip this room and do this, right? Can you go vacuum out my lanai or whatever they're saying to you, right? When you clearly know that the trade is not equal, that they're asking you to do something for more work than what you're not doing, right? Skipping a spare bedroom and going to clean another full bathroom in the basement is not an even trade-off. You know it. I know it. So that ends now, okay? If it takes time, it costs money. If it takes more time, it costs money. If it's extra, it is billed. It is billed. That's what I teach people in Drop Them Off. I teach you how to create a sales package, an add-on sheet, and it has raised a lot of prices. Hundreds of women, I work with mostly women, hundreds of women have raised their prices. They're bringing in more money. It feels good. Jessica Graham from Florida added $120,000 of revenue in her business last year. When she graduated Drop Them Off, which was in the late fall, she had added $120,000 revenue. That's big. That's life-changing money, okay? So when you do this, you can increase your income immediately without adding a single new client. You may bring your income up $400 a month, right? That's $5,000 a year just by doing a price range, right? So stop over giving, right? Stop over giving. So the next thing you can do is decide your floor. I do not take any job under $130, whatever. Each state's going to be a little bit different. So we have to know what our prices are in our area. We have to know our median incomes. We need to know who's making what, all that things, because every state's going to be different. So stick to that. right? If you say, I do not take any job under this amount, stick to that. If someone says, oh, can you do it for $100? No, you cannot. No one should be cleaning anything for $100. No one should be cleaning anything for $120 anymore, right? Everything raises. So it clogs your schedule. It drains your energy. It blocks better clients from coming in. If you don't have a spot because you are charging $90 for a house clean and you don't have a spot and someone's coming along and they want to pay you $150, $160, you're losing money. So that's how you kind of have to look at it, right? Cheap jobs are expensive for the future. They cost you more money, right? So do these 3 things. And I promise you, your business will start shifting. Lauren says, every time I've lost a client, I've instantly replaced them with a higher home. Well, it's because of your thought process, Lauren. Lauren and I have been working together for a few months now. I think going on like 2.5 months. It's your thought process. Lauren is very motivated. Lauren hails from the great state of Texas, and she's super motivated. And she wakes up every day with, I'm going to build my business, whether it kills me or not. No, I'm only kidding. It's not going to kill you. But I'm just saying she has such a great attitude and a, ride or die type of attitude. Like, I'm going to build this and the high paying clients are going to come. And that's the thing that you need to do to build your business, to have confidence in that pricing over and over and over again. You just have to have in your thought process, I'm going to lose a low paying client, but I'm going to replace them with a higher paying client. So now I'm that much higher, right? So she's doing it. She's living it. She's doing it all. And I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled to be a part of it and to see her success. It's pretty awesome for me to see her success and other people's success, right? So here's the shift you need to make. And I want you to think hard about this. And please comment on the right-hand side. If people have any questions, please leave me questions. I answer them. That's what this live is for. I always teach, but I always want to answer questions at the same time. This is the one time that you get me live each week, every single Wednesday. So please ask me questions and I always answer them, even if I see them after. So there's a shift, right? This is the shift. Stop trying to be the busiest. Stop trying to be the busiest, right? And if you stop trying to be the busiest, you can start becoming the most profitable. So what happens when this happens is you stop saying yes to everyone. If you have, and when I was on the Zoom today with Christina, if you have a closing rate of 90 to 95%, you're charging too low. If everyone is taking your prices, you're charging too low. If you have a closing rate of 20% or 30%, you're either charging too high or you're doing sight unseen estimates, which I don't recommend for residential at all, because residential is a very, very, very personal thing. And people want to meet us. They want to see a face behind the company. When you price jobs sight unseen, you compete on price and you can never show the true value for what your company brings to that client. And they'll always go with the cheapest one. I don't do that, right? We do in-person estimates. Always, right? That's why we have the reputation we have, because we do in-person estimates. There's certain things that can be outsourced and certain things that can't. And the house cleaning industry is a very personal thing. And most women owners know that, right? They realize that. So stop saying yes to everyone. And when you do this, you'll start building a business that actually supports your life, your lifestyle. You want to go away on vacation. You want to go do things with your kids, with your family. You want your business to run. It's all possible if you work at it. And it's all possible if you say, I'm going to do this and I'm not going to take no for an answer. And I'm going to keep learning and failing and learning and failing until I get it right. That's the difference between people that succeed in this industry and people that quit. That is it. They just worked longer, harder, and they refused to stop. They refused to quit. That's how winning is done, when you refuse to quit. So here's the reality with that. You have two options. You can stay where you are. You can say overworked. You can say underpaid. You can say stressed out, not have enough money in the bank, or you can step into being a real business owner where your pricing makes sense, your business is profitable, your team is supported, and you are no longer stuck cleaning forever. And listen, this is exactly what I do. It's exactly what I help cleaning business owners do. Inside the drop the mop, we fix this. I do an audit immediately of all clients and see who needs to go. It's called a pricing audit. And we raise the prices together, even if it hurts and it stings and it feels uncomfortable. It's going to feel uncomfortable. Anything worth doing is going to feel uncomfortable, but I teach you how to do it. So we fix your pricing, we fix your structure, we implement the right systems to help you attract higher paying clients right away, and we fix the foundation, which is broken in your business, so it can actually grow. I don't work with everyone. That's why I do Zooms. I do a Zoom interview. I do a qualifying Zoom interview to make sure that you're ready for me, because I make you do the work. I make you do the work in this program. You will do the work. There's a program, there's coursework. It's a 6-month program. It's intense. And the only way it doesn't work is if you don't show up and you don't do it. So this requires real change. You have to be ready for it. You have to be ready for it, right? You have to be like, this is the time now, right? Your pricing is going to build your future, or it's not going to build your future, right? Or keep you trapped. So tons of transformations. Andrea went from 15,000 to over 30,000. She just got a $5,000 a month commercial cleaning client, which is boosting her even higher, right? Even higher, which is so crazy. She's learning how to hire and manage people. She's been through a ton of people. Managing people is the hardest thing in this business. Keeping people motivated and excited to come to work on Monday is the hardest thing you can do. She's working at it. Is it perfect in her business? Absolutely not. It's not perfect in the beginning. You will go through the rocks. You're going to fall. You're going to get up. You're going to fall. You're going to get up, right? That's just the way it is, right? Or then there's Amanda, who was deathly afraid of raising her prices when she started working with me. She had some clients that were under $100. I was like, whoa, we got to change this, right? Afraid of a lot of things, afraid of losing clients. She was in the field cleaning 100% of the time. Now she has 3 employees. She's making her way slowly out of the field. Sometimes she gets days off. Sometimes she's working. That's what happens. You don't just wave a magic wand and you're no longer cleaning. You're in, out. And then you finally get out a little bit more. And then you finally make your way out. That's how it was with me. That's how it is with everyone I work with. It is no different. Anyone that does anything else is full of crap, because that is how it happens. You go a little bit out, a little bit in, a little bit out, a little bit in. So real transformations here, one day at a time. These ladies are both in my graduate program, Sisters Elite, where they learn how to scale even more, and advanced management systems and pricing for profit and different things like that. But the difference is they worked for it. They worked for it. So if you're interested in learning more, I'm about to open up an open registration in about a week and a half. And I only take about 8 to 9 clients in the group program. I like it to be intimate. I don't want a group of 40 people in there. People are going to get lost. My goal is to get everyone as much help as I possibly can. So I keep the cohort small. So if you're interested in learning more, type drop the mop, DM me, get in touch with me. You know how to get in touch with me. And the April group is always a really, really good group. Hi, Kimberly. Change is hard, but oh, so worth it. Change is hard, but oh, so worth it. Ain't that the truth? It is hard, right? If it was easy, everyone would build a cleaning business, but they don't. Hi, Martha Phillips. Martha from Southern California. Hi, Martha. All right, everyone. I hope this was helpful. What are we going on next week? We have another training. The week after, we're going to have a podcast interview with Andrea Masvelton from Sydney, Montana. She's going to tell her our story of how she was a single mother of 3 beautiful girls and was the alpha female and grew her cleaning business to where it is today, which is over 30,000 in revenue. And she's doing it, and she's amazing. She's an alpha female. I love her because I am sort of one too. And we get along really well, and you're going to hear her story. That's in a couple of weeks. So, all right, everyone, have an amazing evening. Amazing evening. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you all soon.